The following content is provided under a Creative Commons license. Your support will help MIT OpenCourseware continue to offer high-quality educational resources for free. To make a donation or to view additional materials from hundreds of MIT courses, visit MIT OpenCourseware at ocw.mit.edu.
Welcome to 3091. My name is Donald Sadaway, and I'll be your lecturer this fall. Got plenty of room here. If there's need to sit, you can sit on the steps and in the aisles, and we'll get things sorted out in the next day or two. What I'd like to do today is to introduce myself, introduce the subject, introduce my plans. I have plans for you. I have plans for you, called Plans for Learning. That's what it's all about. People, if you're coming in now, if you can come sit up here, and you can even sit on the floor up here. It's one big happy family. So let me begin. Let me begin by telling you that 3091 is the most important subject you will take at MIT. It is the most important subject you'll take at MIT. I truly believe that. But you know, any professor who stands before you should say the same thing about his or her subject. If they don't believe that, they shouldn't be teaching. The difference is when I say it, I'm right. It is the most important subject. I'm going to teach you things that you're going to retain. You're going to take with you. So we need to get down to that. What I want to do is get you to appreciate the unique perspective that you'll get from studying solid-state chemistry. And so what I want to do is begin by doing a little bit of introduction so you get to know what's going on. So I'm going to talk a little bit about myself, about the staff. And actually, if I could ask the teaching staff to start handing out, there's 3 handouts going to come to you. And just stay seated. We'll get them to you. If you don't get them, there's plenty of copies after. And we're going to post everything on the website, so no need. So let me begin by doing a little bit of background so that you know what's going on here. I was born in Canada. I went to the University of Toronto, and I studied chemical metallurgy. Chemical metallurgy. You might say, well, what's the person who studied chemical metallurgy doing teaching chemistry here? Well, after my PhD, I came here as a postdoctoral fellow in 1977. The plan was to stay for a year or two, then go back to Canada, and I lost track of time. So I joined the faculty in 1978, and my first teaching assignment was 3091 recitation. I had 2 sections. One met at 8 a.m. and one met at 9 a.m. We don't have 8 a.m. sections. At least we haven't in recent years. Maybe it's time to revisit that. So my research is electrochemistry. That's why I'm teaching chemistry. Electrochemistry is the most important branch of chemistry. Why not? Find your passion and pursue it. So I'm interested in non-aqueous electrochemistry. I don't care about water. I'm interested in non-aqueous electrochemistry. So molten salts and polymers. The applied research, first of all, interested in environmentally sound technologies for extraction, refining, recycling of metals. It's all chemical processes. All right. Second is batteries. I want to have an all-electric vehicle in my lifetime. I want to see the end of the internal combustion engine applied to personal mobility. The only thing that stands between us and that is a suitable battery. So, find an important problem. Work on it. To say nothing of the wireless device there. She's driving and she's talking on the cell phone and looking at the photographer. And the last one, we have to dream. We have to dream beyond the day-to-day living. Let's talk about the stars. So if we're going to go to the moon, we're going to go to Mars, we want to be able to produce oxygen, structural metals, and photovoltaic materials from in situ resources. So I have some research on that as well. So that's kind of stuff. A little background about myself. So now let's talk about the perspective of 3091. All of this will be posted. You can take notes. You can just enjoy. Don't have to worry about getting tested on this material, at least not on my life story. That wouldn't be. It would be too self-serving. So if you look at any engineering system, the performance of that engineering system is a function of its design and its construction. And that could be anything from a computer to a living system. We are solid-state devices. We're made of soft matter. This is macromolecular chemistry. These are photodetectors. Band gap 2 electron volts respond to visible light, but they're not made of gallium arsenide. They're made of organic matter. The same rules, the same laws of chemistry that apply to what makes this laser glow green apply to what makes these photodetectors work. Well, what about construction? Construction is a combination of workmanship and choice of materials. You can take this computer, if I pull the silicon out, I replace it with gallium arsenide, leave everything else the same. Gallium arsenide switches 10 times faster than silicon. All of a sudden, I got a clock speed 10 times faster with no change in design. So that's the power of choice of materials. And why? Properties. Properties. Materials are bundles of properties. Conceptually, they're bundles of properties. What is this? You say it's an aluminum can. No, it's a bundle of properties. This is a beverage container. I could make this out of borosilicate glass. I could make this out of polymer. I could make this out of metal. I could even make it out of steel versus aluminum. I could make it out of titanium if I wanted. I could make it out of gold. I'd prefer to make it out of platinum if I had my way. Why? Bundle of properties. Mechanical strength, chemical inertness, ease of fabrication. That's not a unique solution. Cost. There's a factor that may be a determinant. So, properties. And where do we get properties from? Here. Composition, clearly. Everybody knows that. If you change the composition, you change the properties. But this is different. What I'm going to tell you now is different. What I'm going to tell you now is why you take 3091. The properties are not only a function of composition. They're a function of the instant atomic arrangement. How we arrange the atoms. Same composition. Simple example. 1-inch thick pine board. 1-inch thick plywood. Both made of pine. Both 1-inch thick. Which one has the superior mechanical properties? The plywood. Why? Because the plywood has been sliced into thin pieces that are laminated, cross-grain. So composition alone can't give you the answer to the question, why is the plywood superior to the solid pine board? It has to be the atomic arrangement. The thesis of 3091, and this is where the chemistry comes in, is that electronic structure of the elements holds the key to the understanding. Not just the chemical bonding, but the long-range atomic order.